Gentlemen, I need you to go to your freezer right now and grab an ice cube. Not for your drink, not for an injury, for something you'd never expect. This ice cube technique can trigger an instant blood flow surge that floods your penis in under 60 seconds. And before I show you exactly how to do it, you need to understand the science behind why this works. Because once you understand the mechanism, you'll know exactly why this 30-second technique is so powerful. I'm Dr. Lila Romano, a board-certified urologist, and for over a decade I've been helping men reclaim their confidence and performance using science-backed techniques that work with your body's natural biology. No pills, no prescriptions, no expensive treatments, just methods that actually work. And this ice cube method, it's based on contrast therapy, a technique professional athletes have been using for decades to boost circulation and accelerate recovery. Now, this isn't just anecdotal. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Vascular Medicine examined the effects of brief cold exposure on local blood flow. The researchers found that strategic cold application, followed by warming, increased blood circulation by 200 to 300% in the targeted area. That's double or triple your baseline blood flow. Research from Harvard Medical School confirms that contrast therapy, alternating between cold and warmth, triggers what's called rebound vasodilation. Your blood vessels don't just return to normal after cold exposure, they overcompensate and open wider than before. Now let me explain exactly what's happening in your body when you apply cold to this specific area. Understanding the mechanism is crucial because once you know why it works, you'll trust the technique completely. Mechanism number 1 is vasoconstriction, followed by rebound vasodilation. This is the most important concept to understand. When cold touches your skin, your blood vessels immediately contract. They get smaller. This is called vasoconstriction. Your body is basically saying, cold detected. Protect the area, constrict blood vessels to preserve heat and prevent heat loss. But here's where the magic happens. When you remove that cold stimulus, your body doesn't just return to normal, it overcompensates dramatically. Think of it like a rubber band. When you pull a rubber band tight and then release it, it doesn't just go back to its original position, it snaps back with force. Your blood vessels do the exact same thing. When you remove the cold, they don't just open back to their normal size, they expand wider than they were before the cold was applied. This is called rebound vasodilation, and it floods the area with fresh, oxygen-rich blood. It's like releasing a dam. The blood doesn't trickle in, it surges in with force. Professional athletes have known about this principle for decades. That's why they use ice baths after intense training. That's why cryotherapy chambers are so popular among elite performers. Brief cold exposure followed by warming creates a circulation surge that speeds recovery and enhances performance. The same principle applies to your erectile tissue because your penis is essentially a network of blood vessels surrounded by smooth muscle. Now, here's why this matters even more after age 50. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity. They become stiffer, less responsive. It's like a garden hose that's been left out in the sun for years. It doesn't expand and contract as easily as it used to, but this cold and warm technique wakes those vessels up. It forces them to contract sharply and then expand widely. It's like exercise for your blood vessels. Studies on contrast therapy show that this technique can increase local blood flow by 200 to 300%. That's not a small improvement. That's double or triple your baseline circulation. And the effect happens fast. Within 30 to 60 seconds of removing the cold, you're experiencing peak blood flow. This is comparable to how medications like Viagra work, except we're using a completely different pathway. Viagra blocks an enzyme to keep blood vessels open. This technique triggers your body's natural overcompensation response. Now, mechanism number 2 is nerve activation and adrenaline response. This is where location becomes absolutely critical. Your perineum, that's the area between your scrotum and your anus, sits directly over something called the Pudendal nerve. This nerve is the command center for erectile function. It carries the signals that tell your penis to fill with blood and become firm. When you apply cold to this specific spot, you're not just affecting blood vessels, you're shocking thousands of nerve endings into immediate action. Those nerve endings send urgent signals racing up to your brain. The message is clear. Temperature change detected in a sensitive area. Increase blood flow immediately to protect and warm the tissue. Your brain responds instantly by releasing a small burst of adrenaline and triggering vasodilation throughout your entire pelvic region, not just at the spot where the cold was applied, but in all the surrounding tissue, including the erectile tissue of your penis. This is a protective response. Your body is trying to warm and protect what it perceives as a vulnerable area. This is why location matters so much. The perineum is the most nerve-dense area you can access externally that directly connects to erectile tissue. It's a control hub. Interestingly, ancient acupressure traditions recognized this area as a powerful point for male vitality thousands of years ago. They didn't have the scientific language we have now, but they understood through observation that stimulating this specific spot enhanced male sexual function. Now modern science confirms exactly why. Research on contrast therapy demonstrates that this nerve shock plus cold combination can increase local blood flow by 200 to 300% within just 30 to 60 seconds. The speed of this response is what makes it so practical. You don't need to plan hours in advance. You don't need to wait for a pill to kick in. The effect is nearly immediate. Now here's the part most men don't fully understand. This technique works because of the contrast principle. Your body is already warm inside, especially in your core and pelvic region. When you apply a brief cold to a specific nerve-rich area, you're creating a temperature shock that your nervous system interprets as a threat. Your body's response is to flood that area with warm blood to protect it and restore normal temperature. Now that you understand exactly why this works, let me show you step by step how to do it correctly. Before you even grab the ice, make sure your room is comfortably warm. Turn up the heat if you need to. Put on warm socks. Get comfortable. Remember, we want your core warm and the targeted spot to receive brief cold. That contrast is everything. So here's the step-by-step technique. Step 1. Get one ice cube from your freezer. Just one. Not a whole tray, not a handful. One single ice cube is all you need. Step 2. Wrap it in a thin cloth or a paper towel. This step is absolutely critical. Never, and I mean never, apply bare ice directly to your skin. The thin cloth protects against ice burn while still allowing the cold to penetrate effectively. You can use a cotton cloth, a paper towel, even a thin washcloth. Just make sure there's a protective barrier. Step 3. Find your perineum. This is the spot between your scrotum and your anus. It's about the size of a quarter. To locate it precisely, sit comfortably and place your finger between the base of your scrotum and your anus. You'll feel a slight soft spot, almost like a small dip. That's your target. It's roughly halfway between the two anatomical landmarks. When you press gently, it should feel slightly tender, but not painful. That tenderness tells you you're in the right place, right over the Pudendal nerve. Step 4. Place the wrapped ice cube directly on that exact spot. You should feel a sharp, cold sensation, but not pain. If it's painful, add another layer of cloth. The sensation should be intensely cold, but tolerable. Step 5. Hold it there for exactly 10 seconds. Count slowly. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, all the way to 10 Mississippi. Don't rush the count. A slow, steady count ensures you're getting the full 10 seconds of cold exposure. Step 6. Remove the ice completely for 5 seconds. During this break, you'll start to feel the area warming up. You might notice a slight tingling sensation beginning. That's the rebound vasodilation starting to happen. Step 7. Reapply the wrapped ice to the exact same spot for another 10 seconds. Count slowly again. You'll notice the cold feels slightly more intense this second time because your nerve endings are now activated. Step 8. Remove for another 5 seconds. The tingling sensation will become more noticeable now. You might start feeling warmth spreading through your pelvic region. Step 9. Apply one final time for 10 seconds. This third application completes the cycle. That's the complete technique. Total ice contact time, 30 seconds spread across 3 separate applications. The entire process takes less than 2 minutes from start to finish. That's it. Simple, fast, incredibly effective. Now, when should you do this? The timing is crucial. Perform this technique 2 to 5 minutes before intimacy, not 30 minutes before, not an hour before, and definitely not during. The rebound vasodilation effect peaks within those first few minutes after you finish. You want to time it so that blood flow surge is happening right when you need it most. Most men prefer to sit on the edge of the bed while doing this technique. It's comfortable and gives you easy access to the area. But you can also lie on your back with your knees bent, or even stand if that's more comfortable for you. The position doesn't matter as much as the location and timing. One more important tip: breathe deeply and slowly throughout the entire process. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. This deep breathing calms any anxiety and enhances your body's parasympathetic response. Remember, erections require relaxation, not tension. The breathing helps your body stay in that relaxed, receptive state. Now let me show you the 4 most common mistakes men make with this technique. Getting these wrong can actually prevent the results you're looking for, so pay close attention. Mistake number 1: using bare ice directly on skin. This is dangerous, especially in winter when your skin is already dealing with cold, dry conditions. Bare ice can cause ice burn, which is essentially frostbite. At the cellular level, ice burn damages tissue and can cause temporary or even permanent numbness in severe cases. You'll feel a painful burning sensation at first, followed by complete numbness. That numbness blocks the exact nerve signals we're trying to activate. The solution is simple. Always wrap the ice in a thin cloth. The cloth allows the cold to penetrate gradually and effectively while protecting your delicate skin from damage. This is not an optional step. As a urologist, I cannot stress this enough. I don't want any of you getting hurt. Never skip the cloth barrier. Mistake number 2: leaving the ice on too long. I understand the logic. You're thinking, if 10 seconds is good, maybe 30 or 60 seconds is better. But that's not how this works. Some men leave the ice on for 30, 45, even 60 seconds straight, thinking they'll get better results. What actually happens is you cause numbness, which blocks the nerve signals we're trying to activate. You end up with reduced sensation instead of increased blood flow. Here's the timeline. At 15 seconds of continuous cold, you're still okay. At 30 seconds, numbness starts creeping in. At 60 seconds, you've completely blocked nerve signal transmission. We're trying to activate those nerves, not deaden them. 10 seconds is the scientifically backed sweet spot. It's brief enough to avoid numbness, but long enough to trigger the vasoconstriction that leads to powerful rebound, vasodilation. If you accidentally leave it on too long and feel numbness, don't panic. Just wait about 2 minutes for full sensation to return, then try again with the correct 10-second timing. Trust me on this. I've studied the research. 10 seconds is the magic number. Mistake number 3: doing this technique while you're already cold. If you're shivering, if your hands are freezing, if the room temperature is cold, this technique will not work as well. Remember, the entire principle is based on contrast. If your body is already cold, adding more cold to one spot doesn't create the shock response we need. There's no overcompensation, no dramatic rebound effect. Your body's response depends on the temperature difference between your warm core and the cold stimulus. If everything is cold, there's no meaningful contrast. The solution is to warm up the rest of your body first. Put on warm socks. Turn up the heat in the room to at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. Consider taking a warm shower 10 minutes before. Make sure you're comfortable and your core body temperature is normal or even slightly warm. Then, and only then, apply the ice to that specific spot. The contrast will be powerful and dramatic because your core is warm while the targeted area receives brief cold exposure. This is a strategic cold application, not making yourself miserable. Smart technique, warm environment. That's the winning formula. Mistake number 4, applying the ice to the wrong location. This is more common than you might think. Men often place the ice too far forward, almost under the scrotum, or too far back, closer to the anus. When you miss the exact spot, you're not hitting the pudendal nerve effectively. The result is minimal blood flow response and frustration. Here's how to find the exact spot every time. Sit comfortably. Place your finger between your scrotum and your anus. Feel for a slight dip or soft spot. It's about halfway between those two landmarks, roughly the size of a quarter. When you press gently on the correct spot, it should feel slightly tender but not painful. That mild tenderness confirms you're right over the nerve bundle. Practice locating this spot a few times before you ever use the ice. Just use your finger to press gently and find that tender spot. Once you've found it once, you'll know exactly where it is every single time. This is anatomy. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Take your time, find the right location, and you'll get the results you're looking for. Now, here's the advanced version for those of you who want to maximize your results. I call this contrast therapy cycling, and it's specifically for men who have tried the basic technique and want to take it to the next level. If you're just starting out, stick with the basic protocol for at least 2 weeks. Once that's working consistently for you, then consider trying this advanced approach. Here's how it works. After you complete your 3 ice applications, the basic 10 seconds on, 5 seconds off, repeated 3 times, immediately follow with a warm washcloth applied to that same exact spot. The washcloth should be warm, not hot. You should be able to comfortably hold the washcloth in your hand, place it on the perineum, and hold for 10 seconds. Then go back to the ice, wrapped in cloth of course, for another 10 seconds, then back to warm washcloth for 10 seconds. Alternate between warm and cold 3 times total, and end on the warm application. This advanced protocol doubles the blood flow effect because your blood vessels are expanding and contracting repeatedly, like a pump forcing blood directly into the pelvic region. What should you expect with the advanced version? The tingling sensation will be more intense, the warmth spreading through your pelvic region will be more noticeable, and many men report that their response is not only fuller but also faster. Some of my patients swear by this advanced version. Others prefer to stick with the basic technique because it's simpler. Both work beautifully. This is just an option for those who want maximum effect. Since we're in the middle of winter, I want to give you one more crucial tip. Before you use this ice technique, warm up the rest of your body first. I cannot emphasize this enough. The contrast principle only works powerfully when your core body temperature is warm or normal and you apply a brief cold to one specific external spot. Here are specific ways to warm yourself up before using the technique. Turn on a space heater in your bedroom and make sure the room temperature is at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. Take a warm shower about 10 minutes before you plan to use the ice. The warm water will raise your core temperature and relax your entire body. Use a heated blanket or simply bundle up in warm, comfortable clothing and socks. Once your core is warm, once you feel comfortable and relaxed, then apply the ice to that specific spot on your perineum. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a warm, cozy house and you crack open just one small window. The contrast between the warm interior and that one spot of cold air is what triggers your heating system to crank up even higher. Your body responds to contrast the exact same way. Warm core plus brief targeted cold equals powerful overcompensation and blood flow surge. Let me set realistic expectations about what you'll experience and when you'll experience it, because understanding the timeline helps you trust the process. The first time, you'll feel a sharp cold during application. Within 30 to 60 seconds after finishing, you should feel tingling spreading through your pelvic area. Many describe it as a warm, pleasant sensation. Some notice tingling in the penis itself. Some feel firmness beginning immediately. During intimacy, 2 to 5 minutes later, blood flow is at peak. Erections feel fuller, firmer. Response time is noticeably faster. Sensation feels heightened because of increased blood flow and activated nerve endings. After your first week, your body recognizes the pattern. Response becomes even faster. You'll know what to expect, which reduces anxiety. After 2 to 4 weeks, many notice baseline improvement. They don't need the technique every time because overall erectile function has improved. Regular practice retrains blood vessels to be more responsive. Now, before you try this, I need to share some important safety information. While this technique is safe for most men, there are certain conditions where you should skip it entirely or consult your doctor first. You should not use this ice technique if you have significant circulation issues like peripheral artery disease, if you have Raynaud's syndrome or extreme sensitivity to cold, if you have neuropathy or significantly reduced sensation in the pelvic area, or if you've had recent pelvic surgery. In these cases, your body may not respond normally to cold exposure, or the cold could potentially cause harm. You should stop immediately if you experience pain, not just cold sensation, but actual pain, if numbness lasts longer than 2 minutes after removing the ice, if you start shivering or feeling uncomfortably cold, or if your skin becomes red, irritated, or shows any signs of damage. If this cold technique doesn't work for you, or if you have medical reasons to avoid it, there are alternatives. You can try a warm-only version, using just the warm compress, without any cold. You can use gentle acupressure on the same spot without any temperature element. Some men use a soft toothbrush to stimulate the area, or even a smooth spoon pressed gently on the perineum. There are many ways to stimulate this nerve-rich area. The golden rule is this: this technique should be brief, controlled, and never painful. If you have any doubts whatsoever, consult with your doctor before trying it. Your safety is always my top priority. Gentlemen, I want you to try this technique tonight or the next time you have the opportunity. After you do, come back to this video and leave a comment below with just one word describing your result. Your feedback helps other men who are watching and wondering if this really works. And honestly, I love hearing your success stories. And if this video helped you, if you learned something valuable, please share it with a friend who might need this information. You could genuinely be changing someone's life. This is Dr. Lila Romano, and I'll see you in the next video.